What's going on? It's Rodney Smith, aka Heavy Hooks, with the Black Family Institute, and this is the Life is Heavy podcast. And in this episode, you're going to hear audio footage of high school students and me asking them questions that they should know, like where they live, like what state they live in, what country do they live in, how many states are in the United States, how many states are in the continental USA, how many planets are in our solar system, who fought in the Revolutionary War and the Civil War. Questions they should know for a 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old. They should know this. This should be simple. And the reason behind me asking these questions is because Black people are being oppressed. And if that's true, then we need knowledgeable people to destroy this oppression. We're a colonized people, so we need smart people to destroy this colonization process. But if our kids don't even know where they live, how many states are in their own continent, how are they going to have enough knowledge to destroy these oppressive systems? So go ahead, listen to this audio and see if you agree with me, because this means we have a job to do. We have more learning to do ourselves, especially learning how to teach, how to reach. So we need to reach the youth. They're going to carry on our tradition. Whatever we don't fix, they need to be able to fix after us.
All right, welcome to the Life is Heavy podcast. This is your host, Heavy Hooks, aka Rodney Smith, and I have a guest with me today. His name is, well, you know what? I'm gonna let him tell you his name. He's one of my sons that I'm helping to raise. Go ahead and say something, man.
What's up? What's up?
This is Z, y'all. Z, how you like living with me so far, brother?
It's cool. It's a blessing.
That's what's up. Now, I don't want the people out there to think everything's is always roses and glitters and smiles, because it's definitely not, correct?
No.
Nah, we go at it all the time, because he's a growing male, and he should go at me because he's trying to figure out who he is. Right? What you say to that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So, even though we go at it, I love this young man, and I want him to always know that. Do I tell you that I love you?
Yes, sir. Yes, you do.
Do you think that's important for people to say that to other people?
I mean, to me, yeah, I think it's important.
Good. I think it's important too. Now, this is what I want to get to. I want to talk about this educational system. How old are you?
I'm 14.
How old are you?
I'm 14.
All right. Now, me and my wife had given him some questions that we thought that any 14, 15 or older should know. Now, he didn't know this stuff, and I don't want him to think that he is an exception or weird because he didn't know the answers to these questions. I want him to see that it is actually the educational system. So he's 14, right? 14?
Yes, sir.
Now, I have audio of my students who are 16 and older. Okay, so I'm gonna ask him some of these questions now, and then I'm gonna play the audio from my classroom so he can see that he's not alone and that he shouldn't feel bad, that the educational system is horrible, and that parents that are not taking the time to have these conversations with their kids should feel bad, because our kids should know these questions. So the first question was, you know what? I think I'm gonna play the audio.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Can you hear me now? All right, I'm about to ask y'all these questions real quick. Do y'all know how many states are a part of the continental USA? You know? Not you. I'm asking everybody. Oh. No? Okay, good. Yep, it's 48. It's 50 states total. Yeah, continental means all the states that are connected. So 1 out of 3. Alright, y'all know it's 50 states. Can each one of you explain how the United States started? Raise your hand if you can. Okay, 1 out of 3. Alright, raise your hand if you know who fought in the Revolutionary War? No, who? The countries. Again.
Okay. All right. So Z, did you hear that these 16, 17, and 18-year-olds did not know how many states was in the continental USA?
Yeah.
How's that make you feel now?
I mean, I feel like I'm not alone in there, cause
But they're older than you.
I know that. I mean, just from hearing them, they sound way older than me.
Do you think they should know this information?
I mean, yeah, they should.
All right, now I had asked him what state he lived in, and he didn't know this. What state do you live in?
I don't even know. I forgot.
Oh, well, we got to practice again. Do you know what city you're in right now?
And in Brownsburg?
Yes, we're in Brownsburg. What school? What city is your school in?
Indiana.
That's the state you're in. You don't know? You forgot again?
I forgot.
Okay, it's in Indianapolis. It's in Indianapolis. That's okay, because we all still learning here. It is not. That's the point of this. Is that it's not your fault. It's the educational system's fault. Because you definitely should know that.
Yeah.
Another question: do you remember how many planets was in the solar system?
9,
Or
8.
depending on if you think Pluto is a planet.
Yeah.
All right. Do you remember who fought in the Revolutionary War?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember how the United States started?
Yes.
Tell us.
Okay, so I think New England and Great Britain came to America, they killed Native Americans and set up. They took over land, and that's how they kind of made it the 13 colonies, if I'm correct about it.
Yeah. So the people from the 13 colonies came over from where?
Great Britain.
Good. Yes. And then in the Revolutionary War, then you know who fought? It was the
Great Britain
versus the
Native American.
Wait a minute. You just said that people from Great Britain came over here and set up what?
13 colonies.
So it was the
13 colonies.
that fought against.
Great Britain.
Yes, that's who fought in the Revolutionary War. Don't that make sense?
You kind of had me lost for a second.
But now you remember, right?
Yeah.
You got it. My students didn't know it either. Did I play that part of the audio? Yeah, they didn't know about the Revolutionary War. Oh, I asked them this. I don't think I asked. I might have. Yeah, I've asked you this. Yeah, you know this. Where did humanity start? Where did the first man come from? Where did
Africa.
he originate? Yes, good. And my students didn't know that. I don't think I asked you this one. Did Africans have a god before Christianity?
Nah, I ain't know that. I don't know that.
Okay, he don't know that. See, my students didn't know that either, and it was an African in my class. It's multiple Africans in my class, and they didn't know the answer to that. What do you think? Do you think an African should know that?
I mean, they should, because they're from there.
Because they're from there. Just like if you live in a state, you should know what state you live in, right?
Yeah.
All right. So now you just talked. Now I want you to think about this, because you said you don't know the answer if Africa had a god before Christianity, right?
Yeah.
Where did you say the first man originated again?
Africa.
So you think man waited around till Christianity came along before he had a god?
Nah.
So did Africans have a god before Christianity?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, now, the reason this is important is because of this, y'all. And so you know that if our kids don't know these simple, basic, historical questions, geographical questions, if they don't know the answers to this, how can we expect them to fix the numerous problems that exist? Like, have you noticed black men getting killed?
Of course, yes.
Black women getting killed?
Yes.
Have you noticed a lot of poor black people?
Mm-hmm.
So how can we fix those problems if you don't know where those problems originated or how they started? Can you?
No.
No. And that's the whole point. The point is not to bash our youth. The point is not to make them feel bad. The point is that we as older people need to teach ourselves more, have study groups with ourselves, so that then we can pass down that knowledge to our youth. We need to also start thinking about ways to create institutions so that our youth can attend these institutions and continually be fed information that's going to help them, because soon older people are going to be dead.
Yeah.
And if our youth don't know anything, do you think the problems that exist now will get better or worse?
It get worse.
Of course. So that's the whole purpose of this. Also, before you came, did you know how to play chess?
No.
Now, how many squares on the chessboard?
64.
How many pawns?
16.
Good. Why is it 16? How do you know it's 16?
Because it's 8 pawns. It's 8 pawns.
4.
Each side.
Good. And what's the two sides?
White
And
and black.
all right. Why do you think white gets to move first? What does that signify?
I mean, that the game, from what I know, is that the game it's like,
No, what does that signify in the game? Why does white get to move first? Why do you think? So don't tell me about the game. Tell me, what does that tell us?
it's racist.
What's racist?
The game.
The game is racist. It tells us that the
community or environment is racist.
Yes, that's what it signifies. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because the game can't be racist, but it tells us that the environment, like you said, or the society is
Racist.
yes. All right. Let's talk about Hot Boy. Do you like Hot Boy?
Yeah, of course.
Where's Hot Boy from?
He's from, I think he's from Florida.
Yep, he's from Orlando. Now, what's some of his music about?
I know he got some about, killing,
There we go.
drugs.
Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he kind of got raised up upon.
Which so just like chess, the music is telling us about what? Hold up again. You just told me that white moves first in chess because it's telling us something about our world, and that the world is
Racist.
all right. So you said Hot Boy's music is about guns and drugs. Okay, what about NBA YoungBoy? Same.
Yeah, same thing.
Kodak Black.
Same thing.
Okay. Why? What is that telling us about our world?
The environment is mainly about us killing, drugs.
Yeah. Why? Why do you think that? What kind of world is it?
I ain't gonna say it's a racist world. But
Wait a minute. So you told me that chess is telling us we live in a racist world, but the music ain't telling us we're in a racist world?
yeah, it is. My bad, I had to think about that.
Who makes which race of people has the money and power?
White.
Okay, there we go. The major record labels are owned by whites.
Yeah.
Black people don't own these major record labels.
No.
Now, when you hear somebody like a Young Dolph or whoever you want to name that owns their own record label, that's true. But a lot of them make deals with larger record labels.
Yeah.
Because the larger record labels has more money to do things that the smaller artists can't do.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's important to look at these things, because does constantly hearing about drugs and guns actually help our youth and older people? Does it? You think it hurts us?
It hurts us.
And I'm gonna explain why. Is it already true that people think negative thoughts about black people, that especially black men are killers and drug dealers? Is that
Yeah.
true? So there's something called a collective consciousness. And collective consciousness means beliefs that we share. So
Yeah.
is there a shared belief that blacks are violent,
Yeah.
kill people, sell drugs?
Yeah.
So then if music is being pushed where black people are killing and selling drugs, does that help strengthen that negative stereotype or weaken it?
It weakens it.
Well, so if we
Hold on.
constantly hear music where black people are talking about killing other black people, does it make it seem like that stereotype is true or false?
True.
So does that strengthen the stereotype
Oh,
or
it
weaken it?
it
It
strengthens.
strengthens it. So it makes it harder to get rid of that stereotype. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why it's kind of bad that black people would choose to do that. But we can understand why. Why would a rapper choose to rap about that? What does it do for them? What did it do for the Hot Boy and NBA Boy?
It gets them views. It gets them millions of views. It gets
What's the views turn into though?
money.
Okay. So then we must live in a world where black people are very. If you got to rap about killing your own people, we must live in a world where black people are very. I didn't lose you. You said they rap to get views because the views turn into
money.
So we must live in a world where black people don't have a lot of
money. Because
the only reason somebody would glorify killing their own people is if they're getting
money.
Do you understand that?
Yeah, I got you.
Because we live in a society that glorifies money.
Yeah.
Right?
That's everybody's kind of dream is to have a lot of money.
That's right. And I've said this to you before. What would you take? Would you take 1 million real, trustworthy, loyal, loving friends? Or would you take $1 billion and never see a human again?
I mean, I'd take 1 million friends.
1 million real friends. Why?
Because money, I mean, if you can't see nobody's money's useless if you like stuck in your own box.
Exactly. That's why this society is set up to make people love money, because that means then you'll do anything to get
money.
And will that turn out good?
No.
Because let's say we poor and we have daughters. What might these daughters do if all they think they're here to do is get money and we don't have any? Let's say I'm the father, you're the uncle, and you have daughters. Right, so I'm gonna help raise yours. What you think our daughters might do?
They gonna go out here and try to get money.
How though? No. I want to know how.
Killing, drugs, prostitution.
That's what. And is any of that good for our daughters or the black community?
No,
it's not. But I want to thank you. I really appreciate you being on this podcast with me. I'm gonna have him on again, y'all. This is Z.
No problem.
Is it anything you wanted to talk about?
I mean,
because I was driving the ship this time. What?
I mean, no, I think probably next time I need to probably have my own world documented by myself. Probably, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You being here to back it up, you know, probably.
All right, I like that. And you know what I forgot to do?
What?
I forgot to record my face so I can have a video for the podcast as well.
Oh.
I'll do that next time.
It's probably
at least we got the audio.
It's all good. It's all good.
But thanks, man.